The phone rings. You look at the screen. It's your mom, or your best friend, or someone you actually love. And in the half second before you decide what to do, something happens in your body that you've probably never named out loud. Your shoulders tense, your stomach pulls in a little, your hand hovers over the screen, and a small voice in the back of your head says, "Please, please let this go to voicemail." Then it does, and you feel relief. Then you feel guilty about the relief. Then you tell yourself you'll call back later. You will not call back later. You will text. And somewhere underneath all of this is a quiet, embarrassing question. What is wrong with me? I love this person. Why is my body acting like the phone is dangerous? Today, I want to tell you something that I think is going to take a weight off you. There is nothing wrong with you. The thing your body is doing is 200,000 years old, and it has a name, and once you see what it actually is, you will never feel guilty about a missed call again. Let's start with how common this is, because almost nobody talks about it honestly. There is an entire generation of people who genuinely, physically flinch when their phone starts ringing. Not strangers, not spam, anyone. Their best friend, their partner, their mother. The moment the screen lights up with a name, the body tightens, the chest catches, and a small wave of dread shows up before any conscious thought does. These people are not antisocial. They love their families. They have full lives, full friendships, full conversations in person without any problem. They can give a presentation. They can flirt at a bar. They are not broken human beings. And yet, when the phone rings, even from someone they love, the same physical reaction shows up every single time, and they are quietly ashamed of it. Because the people who raised them grew up in a different era, and those people say things like, "What's the big deal? Just pick up the phone. You're being ridiculous." So a whole generation walks around with this little secret pulse of fear, and they assume it's a personal flaw. It is not a personal flaw. It is a very old alarm system reading a very modern device exactly the way it was built to read something else. To see why, we have to go back, way back, to a world where there was no such thing as a phone, and no such thing as a knock on a door, and no such thing as a polite warning before someone's voice arrived next to you. Picture your life 200,000 years ago. You are in a small tribe, maybe 150 people. You are in your spot, your corner of the camp, doing something quiet and important, sharpening a tool, repairing a piece of leather, feeding a child. The day has its own rhythm, you're absorbed. And then, suddenly, a voice arrives, right next to you. Someone you didn't see coming. Now think carefully about what your nervous system needs to do in the next half second. Because in that world, there was no email, no knock, no text message arriving an hour earlier saying, "Hey, can I come find you?" There was no polite social runway. The arrival of an unexpected voice next to your body meant one thing, and only one thing. Someone has entered your space, without warning, and is requiring something from you, right now. It could be good, it could be bad. It could be a friend with news, or a rival with a complaint, or a relative with a request. You don't know yet, but you have to respond, and you have to respond well. Because in a group of 150 people, every social interaction quietly adjusts your place in the tribe. A response that's too slow looks distracted. A response that's too sharp looks aggressive. A response that's too soft looks weak. So in the half second between hearing the voice and turning toward it, your nervous system does an enormous amount of work. It snaps your body into ready posture. It blanks your face into something neutral. It pulls your voice into social mode. It scans your memory for everything you know about this person. It guesses, quickly, what they might want. All of this happens before you even fully look up. And it costs energy. A lot of it. That's why an unexpected voice felt like a small interruption in your day even back then. It was not just sound. It was a demand on your entire system. Now I want you to look at what a phone call actually is, with that picture in mind. Your phone rings. You were doing something. Cooking, reading, daydreaming, walking somewhere. Your nervous system was on its own slow, internal rhythm. And then a sound, that specific sound, says, someone has appeared next to you without warning and is requiring a response right now. Your ancient brain does not see a phone. It does not see a device or a network or a contact list or a screen with a name on it. It sees an unexpected human voice entering your space, demanding immediate response, with social consequences attached. And it does exactly what it has done for 200,000 years. It dumps a small dose of adrenaline. It puts your body in ready posture. It blanks your face. It pulls your voice into social mode. All in the half second before you've even decided whether to pick up. That tightening in your shoulders when the phone rings is not a personality flaw. It is the same exact response that kept your ancestors alive in the cave. Your nervous system is reading the situation correctly. It just does not know that the situation has technologically changed. The cost has not. The cost is still the same as it was 100,000 years ago. You are about to be required, with no warning, to enter live social interaction. Perform a version of yourself that is acceptable to the other person. Manage tone, manage timing, manage your facial expression even though they can't see it, and you don't get to know in advance what this will be about. That is a lot. It was a lot then. It is a lot now. Now let's talk about why a text doesn't feel anything like this, because this is where most people get the whole thing wrong. They assume a text and a phone call are the same activity in two different formats. They are not. They are completely different categories of contact, and your nervous system knows it perfectly. A text arrives quietly. You see it when you see it. You can read it, sit with it, decide how to respond, redraft your response, walk away, come back, take 5 minutes, take an hour, take a day. Nobody is standing next to you. Nobody entered your space without warning. Somebody left you a message, the way a tribe member might have left a sign at the edge of camp saying, "When you're ready, find me. Here is what I want to talk about." There is no demand for an immediate performance. There is no live social cost for a slow answer. There is no surprise voice, and no requirement to instantly become the social version of yourself. To your ancient nervous system, a text is not a phone call with letters instead of sound. To your ancient nervous system, a text is a completely different ancient experience. It's the equivalent of someone leaving a token at the entrance of your dwelling, where you'll find it when you're ready. Calm, asynchronous, inviting, not demanding. That's why the exact same content, "Hey, how are you?" lands as warm in a text and as a low-grade alarm on a ringing phone. The content was never the issue. The mode was. And here's the part I really want you to hear, because I think a lot of you have been carrying guilt about this for a long time. You are not broken. You are not antisocial. You do not love your people less. You do not have something wrong with your social skills. Your nervous system is doing exactly what a healthy, properly tuned, ancient human nervous system is supposed to do when an unexpected voice arrives at the entrance of your space. It is reading the situation as a demand for immediate live performance, because that's what it actually is. The reason older generations don't react this way, by the way, is not because they're stronger or more polite. It's because they grew up in a moment in history where the phone was the only way to reach someone at a distance. There was no alternative. So their nervous systems learned to override the alarm because they had no choice. You grew up in a moment where the alarm and the alternative coexist. Texting exists. Voice messages exist. Asynchronous everything exists. So your nervous system, very reasonably, started flagging phone calls as the exception, not the default. The unannounced voice that didn't have to be unannounced. And the moment it has the option to feel like an intrusion, it does. Because that is what it has always been to a brain like yours. If this is landing for you, Drop a comment telling me whose calls you genuinely don't mind and whose make you flinch and what you think the difference actually is. I'm collecting these. The answers are going to be more revealing than people expect. So here's where I want to leave you, in your real life, with your real phone, with your real people. The first thing is, stop trying to fix this in yourself. There is nothing to fix. You don't need to push through it. You don't need to expose yourself to more calls. You don't need to talk yourself into being someone who picks up. Your nervous system is not wrong. The second thing is, give the people who love you a simple key. Tell them, if you text me first, I will call you back within 5 minutes. Every time. That sentence changes everything, because what you've actually done is restore the ancient social runway. You've turned the unannounced voice into an announced one. You've turned the intrusion into an invitation. And once your nervous system gets that small piece of warning, the alarm stops firing, because the situation has changed. Most people who love you will adapt to this within a week, because they don't actually care about the phone. They care about reaching you. The tribe has changed. The technology has changed. Your nervous system has not. So teach the tribe how to talk to it. Subscribe if you want more videos that quietly explain why you are the way you are. And until next time, take care of yourself in the small moments when the phone lights up. That little pulse of dread is 200,000 years old. It deserves to be understood, not pushed through.